Hey everybody, welcome to Maine Wedding Buzz. I'm really excited today because we're going to be talking about venues, and I have a great venue and great guest today. I have John and Jamie Moody from Maple Rock Farm, which was built in 1799.
Yes.
Here to talk about their new venue, so I'm really excited, and I'll talk a little bit more about venue and how important they are to us as professionals. So welcome.
Hi, thank you for having us.
So tell us a little bit about yourselves individually.
You might as well start.
Okay, I'm Jamie. I've been in the wedding industry for about 5 years now, managing other properties, working with caterers, and now I'm a wedding florist. So I know my way around events and weddings, and nice. I love it. I love what I do. So.
Awesome, and she does a really good job. I remember seeing a job that you did at the Audubon Society, and it was beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thanks. That was a fun one.
And I think the glass tables and in the field, beautiful.
He had a lot to do with it. He was a
beautiful.
big help. Thank you.
I've actually been in the building industry for 38 years, but I also had a catering business that I ran for a while.
Oh, wow.
And, in and around my building and doing setups with Jamie, a lot of her weddings. I was the setup guy. I did a lot of the lighting and
heavy work.
kind of project managing to help the time frames go through. And
excellent. How did the whole idea of the farm come up? So.
This is you.
Well, we some of the venues that Jamie had done some stuff with that I had helped her with, we'd been in and we've seen it, some of the barns and the houses and so forth. And, my wife and I said, we can do this. So we've been looking at properties for, about 1.5 years, 2 years now. Mm-hmm. And we happened to, first off, we exhausted our search in Cumberland County. So by chance, we went to York County. And on a Saturday, I found this place online, called Jamie up and said, hey, I think I just found the spot.
Did you know right away?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. As soon as I saw the pictures, it was.
When you drove up, I mean, it's beautiful too. The drive.
We drove up that day in a snowstorm.
Oh wow.
To see it. So.
And what are you offering with the property? I know you're offering event planning as well with setup. Tell me a little bit about that process.
The property itself is a huge farmhouse. It sleeps up to 14 guests. Wow. So you can definitely utilize that along with a rental from Thursday to Sunday. There's a 250-tree apple orchard on the property. And the trees are in full blossom right now, and it's absolutely crazy up there. Ceremonies, absolutely. There's endless possibilities for ceremonies. The huge maple trees out front would be a great backdrop. And then there's the barn that can accommodate up to 200 guests for a sit-down meal.
Large. That's
incredible. We are more than happy to help you out with the actual planning. We have tons of vendor friends that we love.
So you're putting a vendor list together, and
yep, we will have a vendor list. So any help.
Being that it was built in 1799, I'm going to assume that there was a lot of history with the property. So is the official name Maple Rock?
Yes, actually, it's been Maple Rock Farm since it was built. And when it was built, it was actually built by a man named Elijah Wadley.
Oh, wow.
And interestingly enough, his son inherited the house from him. His son also was Elijah Wadley Jr., came back from fighting in the Civil War, and the house originally was a 2-story. And he came back and took the roof and raised it and then added a second floor.
Oh, wow.
Which back in the early 1800s was quite a feat.
So are the apple orchards there as well?
The apple orchards, no, the apple orchards weren't planted until the early 1900s, late 1800s.
So are you going to be harvesting those too? Is that going to be part of?
Our plan is to bring the orchard back.
Wow.
The orchard is split into 2 different orchards right now. There's a newer orchard that was probably planted about 20 years ago, and then there's the older orchard, which I'm in the middle of pruning and bringing back. And yeah, there's some things we'd like to do with that also.
Can you tent on the property? So if you didn't want to have it in the barn, could you do a tent and say use the barn for dancing and dinner? So is there multiple uses of the property?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a lot of different spots on the property. It's actually the full property that could be used for the actual ceremonies or venue is about 8.5 acres.
Wow.
The total property is 14.5 acres. So
Incredible, really incredible. So when it all came to be, you called Jamie and you said, I got this property where I would have been jumping for joy.
It was, okay, so it was Saturday, and I was obviously, I'm a young adult, so I'm sleeping in, just like, and I'm on my laptop, and I'm like, oh my gosh, where is this place? When are we going? Let's go, let's go. And he's like, well, we have to hang on a second, so.
See if it all works out. Well, it's interesting because I've said this in many meetings with different professionals. We all need venues in order to work, and the bride needs a venue in order to have her wedding. Sure. So the very most important part of any wedding is your actual venue. Yes, the ceremony site is over here, but let's talk about the venue, because without the venue, none of us can work. Mm-hmm. And I applaud you for taking this project on, because I think we need more venues in this state, because when I first moved here 8 years ago, there wasn't a lot of venues for rent. I mean, it was really hard. I come from an area where anything was rentable. And I'm really excited to see how Maine has changed that, where there are more and more venues, that we are bringing more people into the state to have weddings. Do you feel that you're getting more destination where you're at?
No, all of our inquiries have been local.
Local? Oh, nice.
Which we love. We love local. We love helping out our local people. Not to say that we don't want the out-of-staters. Like, we want everyone to come enjoy the property. We're just so excited. There's so much fun to be had there.
And with guests being allowed to stay on property, what's the time frame from staying? Like, when do you arrive to the property and when do you have to be off the property?
So people can arrive at...
The plan would be Thursday afternoon, evening to
check-in.
Sunday noon.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good. So Thursday, Friday, so that gives you time to do rehearsal, a little bit of setup if you wanted to, and
exactly.
and then clean up, and then
possibly a Sunday brunch before
nice.
you leave. Yeah.
And will you be putting together the vendor list together, or has that been done already?
No, it hasn't really been done. I mean,
we don't want to let that out just yet.
No.
Obviously, Jamie's worked with people in the past, so there's people that we already have relationships with that we definitely want included. There's some local people up there that do some of the things that we'd like to have done that'll be on our list also. So
are you targeting North Conway also for more rooms for people to stay at? Because that's a good location, because there's a lot of shopping and stores and a lot more hotels, obviously.
North Conway is going to be perfect for the larger parties and more out-of-state guests who need the bigger accommodations, the big hotels and that sort of thing. But there are a lot of really great small mom-and-pop inns and bed and breakfasts in Cornish that are amazing, that we would definitely want to...
There are great little shops in that area.
Oh my gosh, the antique stores are just like... Driving through Cornish is beautiful. It's so nostalgic, and it's just... It slows down. Yeah. Time slows down.
Yeah, the farm's 10 minutes away from it.
Oh, that's not bad. That's really good. Yeah. That's actually excellent. Do you do what we do in the industry? Do you use January, February, March, April to book a year in advance? I mean, how is your booking going for this year and next year? How's that?
So this year we have 2 weddings.
And you're new, so
we're
you're new
brand new.
So
we're
excellent.
Yeah. So September and October we'll have weddings this season. Next season we have started to book already. Awesome. Of course, we're still starting, so our name's not really out there. But I imagine when everything's up and going.
But the buzz is happening, because I hear Maple Rock Farm, so everybody in the industry is already talking about you, which is a good sign. So
so comfortably about a year.
Nice.
When we'll start booking out. Yeah.
And what are you doing to promote the farm, social media wise? Are you doing Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest?
We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. Okay. We also have our website. My sister Jordan. She's the computer guru in the family, so she's all over the social
part
media.
Of it.
Yeah, yep.
And I know that you've done wedding shows, so do you do a lot to promote? Is that what your goal is, to start shooting out wedding shows so people get to know who you are and your brand?
I think so. I mean...
Yeah, we'll do that, but there's some advertising that we have coming out starting in June.
Okay.
We're in a pretty large publication, I guess, I'm not sure if I'm...
Oh, you can share it.
So we're in Wellwood.
Okay. Oh, awesome.
For the June issue and the September issue.
Oh, great.
So we're coming out in that. So I'm kind of thinking that once that gets out there, and because we're not actually even ready to have a wedding until
Once you get everything.
July. So
Yeah.
we're still in the process of renovating the barn and getting that all ready. So
And the website's up and running then too.
Yes, the website is up and running. Yep.
Do you want to talk a little bit about these photos that you have?
Sure.
So you
Yeah.
have- so this
get
is a
the clicker.
beautiful, absolutely beautiful drive
Yes.
into the property. I mean,
Yes.
I love the stone
So that's
wall.
what you see right when you drive up
Wow.
into
And
the
does this
driveway.
stone wall go the length
There
of the
are stone walls all
Surrounds the whole
around the
property.
property, all over the place. Yeah. It's beautiful. And that's another
great.
view of the house.
I love the porch. Wrap around?
It
yeah, it actually
It's
goes,
sort of
goes
like-
from the
like a
back
corner.
door all the way
Yeah.
around to the other side
Oh, that's cute.
of the sun porch.
and apple trees.
Wow.
That's
one
the
of-
newer
one
orchard.
of the orchards, yeah.
So which one are you choosing for like the wedding? Or they can have their choice if they want.
Anywhere.
Those are beautiful.
Yeah.
The blossoms.
These were taken
Have you had any
last
apples
week.
yet? Have you eaten any? Have you tried them?
Not yet. More blossoms.
Oh, that's cute.
And just like the little tiny hints of character around the entire property are awesome. Oh, we have lilac.
We have lots of
Lilac bushes, yeah. Yep. And the existing gardens are so cute. So awesome. More trees. Trees. These trees in the backyard, these
Those are our legacy
Apple
trees. Those
trees.
are all Max.
wow.
They're fairly old, but they still produce beautiful fruit.
they're
so.
gorgeous.
Those are beautiful. That's a great site
You can
too.
see the stone walls in the background.
Yep.
That's the back side of the property. Where those trees are, if you're actually in one of the sun porches, you actually you'd look at Mount Washington.
Oh wow, beautiful.
And there's privacy too. I mean, it's so private. You maybe, I don't know, I think I've seen like 2 cars drive up
How many
and down
acres?
the road. How many acres?
The total property is 14.27.
Wow. So that's good too.
Yep, and
That's a
there's
great.
the-
So that's the
the
2 sun
backyard.
porches that. if
Great
you were in there,
ceremony
you'd-
spot.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing.
Yep. Yep, and those are like Dad said, those are the
I mean, no
two
matter
sun
where you
porches.
face, it's just a
It's
beautiful
beautiful.
view.
Yeah. Oh, and the vegetable gardens.
And is this
Went too
the
fast.
barn?
That's the barn.
That's the barn.
Yep.
Oh wow.
It'll be getting a major facelift.
What's the little top part? I don't know what that's
The
called.
cupola?
Cupola.
Cupola?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
what
that's
are they,
actually quite a large cupola. That's an 8x8 cupola.
can
so
you go up there?
eventually you'll be able to. Right now, no, but from where the venue is on the inside, you'll be able to look right up through it. So
Wow. That's a cute picture.
Yeah. The porch. That's a great place to hang out. Just to relax during the wedding week. Oh, I'm getting clicker happy.
No, you're fine. I'm watching every photo.
This is a tiny photo shoot we did.
I like it.
Yeah, and
The grass is beautiful.
it is. It's beautiful.
Are you mowing the lawn?
oh yes, I do all the maintenance.
This is
That's pretty.
definitely some gorgeous photo ops. And
You have, I think, something that a lot of other venues like this, you have a full apple orchard with a property attached to it,
Yeah.
which is really incredible.
Well, between that and the sugar maples out front, in the fall, that is
I
a
mean,
golden
imagine having
color.
a lighting company come in and light up the orchard from
Crazy.
inside. It would
Yeah.
just be gorgeous.
Yep.
It really would. I mean,
oh,
my eyes are just.
I've thought about it. I'm just like, okay, how do we make this happen? Yeah, this was a fun shoot. And this is currently what the back of
and
the
I
barn looks like.
love to see that because then you're
Yeah.
going to see the whole progression of
Yep.
the barn, which is really nice.
We'll be posting our progress throughout all of the renovations on social media, on Facebook and Instagram. So it'll be really interesting to see the transformation. And I honestly really like that rustic look, like the really
I do.
kind of
It
run
sort of kind
down.
of adds something to the
Yeah.
property.
And this is,
Back
and we're
to the
back to the beginning, yeah.
So, how do people find you? I mean, like aside from your website, I mean, are you doing word of mouth, or because I think
That's basically how
of
it's
mouth.
been right
Yeah.
now. We haven't really decided.
and having somebody drive up to the property just saying, "Hey, I heard,"
Yeah.
which
It
is-
happened the other day. Someone just drove right up. "Oh, do you do weddings here?
which is really nice. Now, I know that the family is now family run, so it's a full family run business. Which is,
Yeah.
congratulations, because that's a good.
And basically, everybody's going to be involved. So
Sometimes that can be a little, I'm a family-run business, and it could have its challenges sometimes. I'm just going to share that, but
Yeah,
I'm happy to see that because
Yeah.
I think things work better when it's family-run.
I think so too.
So
We're
how
ready for it.
and you said the barn holds 200. Is that 200 sit down?
Yes.
And then stand up? How many for standing?
my
For
gosh.
cocktail?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Like if you were just
I
doing.
suppose you could probably add another 75 to that pretty easily.
Oh wow, that's pretty large. What about rental companies? Are you allowing anybody to come in? Are there going to be rentals there?
Yep. So right now, we're just an venue-only location. So anybody can bring any vendors they want to the property. If you have a favorite cake baker, they're more than welcome. If you have a favorite mixologist or bartender,
You can bring that in.
bring them in.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's really a clean palette for all events, just because we
Which
know
is nice.
every wedding is so
Different.
unique and different. So
And people like the uniqueness of
Yeah.
that. And how do you? This is an interesting thing that happens in Maine, which I've come to love, but it's one of those things that I wish that venues knew or allotted a certain time for the actual event, because I think sometimes people don't understand that the event isn't going to be 10 hours, and I think that that's where their disappointment sometimes comes in. Have you allotted a time for the actual event? Because we work on 5-hour shifts, so do bands and DJs and everybody else that comes into play. So when we attend an event, we're usually there 10 hours. That's time to set up, time to break down, time for the event. Are you selling that as well like that, or how have you come up with an idea for that?
I think basically because of the actual way that we'll do it. I mean, if it's a day of only rental, then as far as we're concerned, if you're going to come in and rent the property for just the Saturday, event, then you would be able to start setting up Friday night.
Oh.
And then as long as you were cleaned up.
So are
and
you
done
going to
by-
be doing just day of? Like if somebody doesn't want to do
We'll offer
Thursday
a day of also.
on dates. That's a smart idea. Some
Yeah.
some venues don't do that, and I think that they need to, because then
Yeah.
they would book
Right.
it. And not everybody wants to
exactly.
stay for the 4 days. They want to go on their honeymoon,
Yeah.
and so
Exactly.
And you have
there's
the-
local people that
the
really won't
locals,
need the
yeah.
house, so we want to be allowed off of that also.
What's your favorite part of the event?
Oh. My favorite part is the end of the night, because that's when people are the happiest. And there's just like, most of the time, nothing but just pure joy.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
It's like contagious. Like,
I think I like the beginning, the setup, and the moment that they first see everything set up, because
Yeah.
how they
That's a good
thought
one,
about it.
too.
That's
I like looking at that too, but I also like the end, because then you
Yeah.
get to go home too.
That
So there's the long day brings home. How far in advance do clients have to book you? I mean, you guys.
Right now, you could call us today and probably get a date for 3 weeks left in October or September. But our hope would be that we'll book up and be booking up to a year in advance.
Have you thought of a wedding show on your property, like that you guys are hosting?
we have. We're actually, right now, when the barn's finished, we're planning a vendor party. So we'll have all of our
Good idea.
vendors up.
Be an open
and-
house so that we can get
Open
everybody
house.
through the
Because
property.
that seems to be working for other venues when they
Yeah.
do their own in-house wedding show and bringing people to them as opposed to going out.
Yeah,
It seems to be working really well.
we would love to. Yeah,
It's a good idea.
yeah.
Well, like I said, venues are really, really one of the most important thing in planning your wedding. I think that you need the venue, and we need you. So I've always said this to venue owners. I said, I need you more than you need me. I need you, because without you, I don't have a place to work, or I don't have a canvas. And I've said this to numerous facilities, and they all look at me like I have 4 heads, because it's something new that they haven't heard, but it's the truth. After 27 years, if you don't take care of your venues, they're not going to take care of you. And so I'm a firm believer of venue first. And brides need the venue as well in order to have their wedding. So does the photographer, the rental company, and the list goes on, including the officiant. So without you guys, we don't need you. So I'm really happy that you have bought this property. It's a new venue in our arsenal of great venues in this state. Check them out. It's Maple Rock Farm, built in 1799. Jamie and John Moody. Look them up, like them on Facebook, and I'll talk to you soon.